Hello, hello, welcome back for yet another episode of RV Life, What I Eat in a Week, brought to you by the Danae Collective. Hi, I'm Danae, and this is episode 25. Okay, so in the last episode, I had finally made that turkey breast, right? Since I'm not technically supposed to be eating chicken, which means nothing because I will end up making chicken in this episode. But based on my gut intelligence test, turkey is supposed to be my superfood, right? So cooked that entire turkey breast and had quite a lot of it left over. So I decided that since I just bought some eggs and I needed to get rid of the ones that were not in the best condition in my fridge, I pulled the 3 out of the container that were frozen. As you can see here, I boiled them, and the frozen ones basically exploded in the water because they were already cracked all over the place from being frozen. And I have never had such perfect eggs come out before. Those quote-unquote fresh eggs, like the ones I just bought, those were beautiful. So you know what I did? I threw those ugly, those eggs with a lot of character into my turkey salad that I'm making. Now, I didn't have any celery on hand, and I really didn't feel like cutting up an onion. Even though you see that red onion there, I had planned to slice that up and refill my pickled red onion jar. But by the time I was done with all the boiling of the eggs and making of the salad, I was like, I don't want to do all that, so I haven't done it yet. Now, one of the things I love to do with a chicken salad, or in this case a turkey salad, is obviously I'm adding egg to it. You will see that the egg yolk for this came out pretty darn good, all things considered. There was one in particular, the egg yolk was practically as hard as cheddar cheese. And I don't mean like hard like in a bad way. I just mean it was solid as a rock. I'm sorry, that's still not the best description. It was more sturdy than the other ones. Not inedible, just thick. Okay? Anyway, I had the thought to myself where I could have added, some chopped nuts to this turkey salad. I could have added some craisins, but I really just didn't feel like doing all that. While I enjoy this leftover multiple times throughout this episode, I only had the thought process where it was like, dang, I really should have added some onion to this. Didn't really care so much that I didn't have the celery, and I could have added some onion like separately to whatever I was eating, but again, really didn't feel like having to deal with that. I kind of feel like this week in particular, I'm kind of just like, I don't know, cleaning out my fridge because I didn't want to have to open new things that were just going to take up more space in the fridge. I'm basically trying to like slowly clean it out so I can repurpose some of my containers. Anyway, moving on. New day. So if I remember correctly, I think this is like a Monday or a Tuesday. I had hung out with my friend on Super Bowl Sunday, so I had some leftover hot wings from the grocery store, and I just really wasn't like in love with them. Like, not to say they weren't good, but I was like, I don't want to eat the same boring thing over again. I need it to be a little bit different. So for this, I ended up reheating the wings, but I made like a sauce to go on them. I made the sauce using garlic and gochujang paste. I added honey and hot sauce. I can't remember what else, so make sure you read the ticker when it comes up. And because I was making these wings hotter and they already had some heat to them, you know what I mean? I had to make sure that I made something that was going to cool down my mouth in between bites of chicken. So for that, I am doing a salad. I'm using the leftover mixed greens along with some cucumber, and I did buy 2 of these hothouse cucumbers. And you'll notice that I end up cutting up both of them, not because I need them all for this salad, but because if you leave them in that little condom sleeve in your fridge, they go bad kind of fast. So I had to make sure that I prepped those for me to use later. In the salad, I end up adding some cottage cheese. That cottage cheese is going to help to cool down the spiciness level in my mouth between bites of the chicken. I only have a couple of like hindsights about the chicken, which is that I definitely should have just made the sauce in a bowl, like with everything that I wanted in it first, while the wings were warmed up, and then added the sauce instead of throwing it in the pan, basically choking myself out with spicy air fumes, and tossing the wings in it. I'm not going to say that they didn't turn out delicious. I'm just saying that it probably could have been a little bit easier had I done it differently. I also still have not gotten any sesame seeds, which would have made this look really, really nice. And I think I still had some cilantro, but I didn't bother to pull it out, which also would have made this look even prettier. Not to say that it doesn't look good with the green onions, but you know, hindsight is 20/20 and all they say. All right, and it's another new day. So on this day, I went out with one of my friends to get some Cheesecake Factory. It was his suggestion. We shared the Thai lettuce wrap appetizer that you saw at the beginning, and then I got the salmon and steak combo. It was quite delicious. I was a little underwhelmed with the herb-crusted salmon, but it is what it is. They cooked my steak perfectly, a nice medium. It was succulent and delicious. And while we were out and about exploring the plaza where the restaurant was, we also found this spice exchange where I bought black tea, even though I know I'm not supposed to be drinking a lot of black tea anymore, but it's a black tea oolong mix. I've already tried that. I think it's quite delicious. And then the other tea, I was good, okay, don't get mad at me. This one is a mate, a yerba mate with a rooibos green tea blend. Haven't made that one just yet, but I am looking forward to it. I think it's going to be delicious. Now on this morning, I really didn't feel like filming, so this is just a toasted English muffin with some avocado spread on it and some sauteed mushrooms and a scrambled egg. The turkey salad that I made at the beginning of the episode has been repurposed into at least 2 different pitas and a wrap. On this day, I went to go see Peter Pan the musical, which was a gift from my sister. Gonna be honest, I don't know if I was tired or if I just really wasn't that into the musical, and which is crazy because I love musicals, but I fell asleep for a good portion of it. And I don't mean like fully asleep, I just mean like I kept dozing off, head rolling, a little bit of snores, a little bit of a snore, good Lord, came out of me, and I had to like force myself to stay awake. So maybe I didn't get a lot of sleep, and maybe it wasn't very exciting. Maybe it was a little bit of both. I don't know. But wasn't my favorite, but I didn't hate it. It was a thing to do. Funny enough, I didn't realize this until I was reading through the playbill, but one of the actors in the musical, I don't know if he was the same person that I saw when I went to Broadway and saw Xanadu, but he had been in Xanadu. So I was like, oh, cool, isn't that nice? So that's something. Anyway, this is one of those wraps that I mentioned. I added some additional flavor to it by using a pesto hummus, some mayo, some sriracha. I already had these salad kits available, so I put some chopped romaine into it. I fully meant to cut up some cucumber, since I already have prepped cucumber, and put it into these wraps, and didn't realize until I actually sat down and bit into it, and I was like, something's missing. What could it be? Oh yeah, must be the cucumber. So then I got up and I cut up some cucumber, and then I just munched on it because I didn't feel like trying to shove it into the wrap, and it is what it is. So far, I'm loving this find. I found this at Williams and Sonoma. It is a cherry amaretto cocktail mix, which, I could use for cocktails as it suggests, or I could use it as a little flavor booster for what I'm drinking, and that's what I'm doing right here. Okay, it's a new day, and guess what? She's finally brewing that bread pudding tea, and I'm going to make some toast with vegan cream cheese, some pear preserves, and a parfait. So, as you can see, there's like these little bits of crystallized, I can't remember if it was ginger or honey, but this actually turned out really good. It got a great color. It wasn't too heavy because I did do the 4-minute steep time on it. I do think that it would have an even richer flavor if I did my overnight steep like I do with some of my chai teas. I did also make this, I think, a second time, sometime in the night, and enjoyed that with some cookies, some of my snickerdoodle cookies. Hey, and this is actually today. I am going to use the very last of this turkey salad, thank goodness, because I was getting tired of eating it. Not to say that it wasn't good, but, eating the same thing over and over again, just, it doesn't appeal to me. I have to have variety. So I had some lentil soup already in the pantry, so I decided I was gonna just add a little bit of extra flavor to it, because these canned soups, although they're in my opinion, great as a base to start with, they're not really that flavorful. I know that they're trying to prepare something for a generic population. I wanted more spice and seasoning than that, so I ended up adding some cumin, some umami seasoning, pepper. I also sauteed some garlic and half of those cherry tomatoes that I still had. I actually need to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of that asparagus. I utilized a clear glass jar that I had. I think it was an olive jar that I cleaned out, and surprisingly enough, that asparagus and those cherry tomatoes have been in water for a couple days now, and they're still in great condition. So I guess I need to start doing that with my vegetables more, depending on the vegetable, that is. Anyway, the other half of these cherry tomatoes I'm using for the pita pocket with some cucumber. I'm going to dish up the lentils, add some chips, and she's ready to go, and it's delicious. Alright, you guys, so I have a little idea that I want to troubleshoot with you. If you want to leave some responses in the comments for me, I would appreciate that from you. But since I've gotten a lot better at the whole editing process, and I've kind of hit that little sweet spot between 20 minutes and 25 minutes for how long my videos are, and I'm able to get multiple days worth of content into one video, I'm thinking I might reduce my uploads to just Sundays. And I'm noticing also that I get more views on Sundays than I do on my Wednesday episodes. Not really sure why that is, but if you guys have an idea, let me know. For right now, I'm probably going to keep with the same schedule, but just in case I don't upload on a Wednesday, this is why. Oops, looks like we're at the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching another episode of RV Life, What I Eat in a Week, brought to you by The May Collective. New episodes released every Sunday and Wednesday. Don't forget to like and subscribe to get notified of additional content. Have a great day. Bye.